So this one's quite, in my eyes, quite a special, well, pony it is really, but it's a Dell's pony. So this offside one here with the light mane and tail is a Dell's pony. It's going to be grey, obviously. It's going to look, but it's, I've not sticked it, but it's got to be over 15 hands now, or definitely all the way 15 hands. It's only 3-year-old. Now the lady that owns it has owned it a long time and understands the horse, and also the other thing, she's very sensible, the lady that owns it. She's made a very good job of bringing it up. So what I mean is it's never been asked to do, you know, any great challenge or anything, like being broke to harness. But at the same time, it, you know, it understood who was in charge, and it's, you know, just general handling of it on the ground was good, which is always a pleasant thing to have, because, well, we haven't got to do it, have we? It's not to save work, but it saves time, doesn't it, if the horse is basically disciplined. So we've put her in, but this horse is just coming now. It's so interesting if you, but I mean, you'd have to be here all the time and follow its progress every single day and what we do with it. So if you watch, I'm running with no rein on it at all. It's just going, right, and I can talk her up. Come up, Gil. And she knows I'm talking to her. She'll go up and get into the collar. And this is her first, second decent run out, you know, decent distance. So this one we're going to do, it's about 6 miles the way we're going out to Stockbridge. We're going on this road, which is a cut-through road. It's still used by Arctics and lorries, and it's a busy little road, you know. So it's a nice, you can see there, there's a lorry coming up here now. And it's, you know, it's just nice little education road, let them see some different things. So you see this man here just letting us come. I see she's just come over and touched Cloud there. You know, she's not pulling away from it terribly. I mean, obviously, we've done a lot of work at home around the villages around us and slowly introducing her to, but she's done everything she's been asked. And it's going to be a lovely, lovely horse later on, the way she's made now. But she's 3-year-old. Now, I know those people break them at 2 and even younger, but for me, she's like, to take her to the next stage. Obviously, she's got to go in single, but I mean, that's not really what I mean. Putting them in single is neither in or there, really. I mean, it's not, if you look at her, she's running independent of Cloud, right? So she hasn't got a great deal of time for Cloud. She's a little bit intimidated by him, not so much now, but she was. So he would look at her, and that would be enough for her to try and pull away from him a little bit. But she's standing her ground now and finding, you know, exerting her own personality, if you like. And she's a lovely, lovely horse. I mean, seriously nice to handle, wants to be your friend, but she's sensitive. And a lot of these horses, when they're big lumps like this, people think they haven't, you know, they're not sensitive. Well, they, you know, why shouldn't they be? You know, just because they've got a big body structure, don't mean to say they're not going to be sensitive, you know. But it's easier to see it in a little pony, I suppose. A kiddie would have a little pony and dress it up like a unicorn and whatever. But like this is going to make a lovely, lovely horse. So what my advice, we've talked about it, I'll keep her in contact with what's happening. She's coming to the time now when she's learnt enough. It's hard to say really, but I know, I suppose just experience tells me that she's full up she's not going to take, she's going to start not taking it in, you know. We've got to keep the interest going, and we've got that now. Now you say, well, what interest you got? Well, this vehicle coming down here, that one has just passed. She just has a look, just moves over a little bit. So when that goes, which we'll do in the next 2 trips, 3 trips out, that'll be completely gone. Then, and I think that's going to happen. Come on, up you come. I think that's going to happen in the next 2 or 3 trips out. So I'm going to phone the lady up tonight and say to her, you know, we can't do much more with her. Well, yes, I could stick her in harness, drive a single, you know, and have it done in a week. But you'd spoil a good horse. Or you could do, because she's not going to want to take it in. Up until this point, she's like a kiddie that wants to go to school. But when they've been at school for, you know, the whole term, they need a break. They need to go and come back fresh so they can learn. Now, I know I'm not saying that kids need the big long holidays we have here. I mean, they don't have them out in the States. But at the same time, they do need that little bit of time away from this environment. And then they'll come back to it fresh. They'll be, oh, what can I learn now? You know, what we're going to do now? The interest will be there. It's not faded yet, but, you know, just my experience tells me it will. So I can ask it to come up. Come on, Gil, up you go. Up, Gil. See her pick up the speed, no trouble at all. She go to work, she's already done like 5.5 miles. And she just come at this working trot all the way, no trouble at all. We're getting her fit. If you look at her body structure, she hasn't sprung her ribs. And I can see it because I'm sitting behind her and directly above her. But you can see she'll be a bit rounder on her rib cage yet. So there's a nice lorry coming here, look. So you can see there, that's pretty good in the time that she's been here. So we won't, hopefully, when she comes back in the spring to be finished off and put in single, lots of different things will happen. One, the lady got time to find herself the right vehicle, you know, which we can help with, so whether it's a good one or a bad one, or like that, you know, that type of thing. Next thing is you'll have all the light nights. Come on, mate, over you come. There's a good baby girl. That's it. I notice I don't push them, see, I don't force them over and yank them over, just talk to them, you know, come over, baby girl, like that. She's a lovely girl. The other thing is, I've stopped talking to her already. So I was trying to explain that in another film that just went on. I talked to them a great deal when I first start out, you know, kidding and cajoling them and getting them to work with you, you know, like, I don't want them being frightened of me or anything like that. I want to just to do it because I'm asking them rather than forcing them or telling them. I want them to do it because I've asked them. Come on, here's a nice interesting one now coming up. It should be about the first tractor she's seen. So I just, look, you know, come on, up, mate. Let her have her head a bit, yeah? That's it. That's it, good girl. Now I think that's pretty good for the first one. So there's 2 reasons we put her up alongside Cloud. One, she was a bit heavy when she come and not fit, right? Well, you can't teach them anything unless they do the miles. So therefore you want to be able to let Cloud do all the work you know, and help me. He'll do the work, he'll take the load, he'll stop the load, he'll do all of that. Come on, baby. So all she's got to do is trot along and take everything in, basically. So I can get Cloud, you know, just by asking him to come up. He'll come up, take all the weight of the vehicle without any trouble and leave her with slack, you know, traces. So she's pulling nothing whatsoever. So the next thing is if she goes home now next week, I don't want the lady to do anything with her. You know, obviously do what she was doing, groom her, pick her feet out, do that, you know, that type of thing, handle her, yeah, sure. But she don't really want any long range or anything like that. She needs a break away from that environment, that work environment. Same as everybody needs holiday. So, you know, we have weekends off. Not we don't, we work weekends. And the horses work 7 days a week. Or we work horses 7 days a week, I should say, or train horses. Come on. That's lovely, baby girl. Over you come. I'm just drifting her out to this line. I know it don't mean much to you, but I'm barely touching her and just drifting out to this line. So she's pulling away from, you know, just observing a motor, and she just move over towards Cloud. Not that she's want any solace from Cloud, she don't. She runs independent. You see what I mean? She cuts her own path, doesn't she? You see, Cloud's just told her there to come round here, we're going round here. She's not been this way before, but you see him, then he went, just brought his mouth over and just pushed her. Come over, we're going round here. You know, like that. Like he's a character, is Cloud. Don't you worry about that. And he knows the job inside out. And if she comes over, not into his space, because he don't mind that. It's not really his space. That's the wrong thing to say. But if she's going wrong, he knows this road so well. He's been up and down it, God knows how many times. I mean, a lot. A lot. So yeah, she's not using her head and trying to snuggle her head in behind these, you know, in the groove of his jaw. She's not trying to do that. Just comes over and bounces off him on her hips, basically, you know what I mean? So that's it, we're coming into town now. And we just want to go up to town, and we'll stop and have a cup of coffee. We'll give them, these babies, a drink, you know, or offer them a drink. They won't drink much, but they'll wet their mouths maybe. And if we can't find a sunny spot to stand in, then what we'll do is put a rug over their back. Because they, you know, they warm themselves up and they can soon get a chill on their kidneys if you're not careful. So, especially this time of year when you get this, like now, although the sun's out, in the shade it's quite cold. Yeah, I would say it's cold in the shade, yeah. And as soon as you come out in the sunlight, it's nice and warm. So if we can find a place to stand them in the sunlight, they don't need anything over their back. If we don't, and the air's chilly, we don't want that going over their kidneys and making them... Oh, baby, come up. Come round, my darling. You see now, see what I'm saying by this horse runs independent. It's cutting its own path round, look. You see, I've got no reins on it at all. Right? And what she said, look, you see? He wants to know where we're going. Can you see his ears asking me? The Cloud to put her straight. See Cloud pull the other way now, look. He's saying, no, we're coming over here. So he just takes his head over that way, puts a strain on the pole chain. Says, come over this way, darling, which is where we're going. Cloud's like a, you know, a one-off. Well, not off. He's a schoolmaster. That's his job. And he can do a lot of miles in a day, you know, a lot more than people talk a load of nonsense. He can do a lot of miles in a day, a serious amount of miles, compared with what people go out on a little tiny trip. Well, horse can do a lot more. Only got to look back years ago what horses done. And if you say to me, well, yeah, horses was flogged to death, well, no, I don't agree with that. I'm sorry. If you look at the actual numbers of, it's another long subject to go into, but basically what they had in front of them was their living, a man's living, get them from A to B, where they're going. So come up, my darling child, that's it. So this is lovely. See these orange boxes coming out of here? I've noticed she's twigged that. You notice the pole chain a little bit tight. She's come back. She's not sure of that. Right, now I'm not going to shout at her, scream at her. I'll let Cloud's head go up in the front of her. Look, can you see? And he's giving her a lead pass like that. That's lovely. Right, Cloud. That's beautiful. What I'm doing now is keeping that rein on exactly as it is. I've got nothing on Cloud. I've got her outside rein on, making contact with her mouth. That's it. That's lovely. I'm going to step over here now so that any motor cars can come past that are behind us. Come on, my darling girl. So I don't mind if this, come up baby. So a nice big truck coming past here. Come on. Come up baby. So we normally take, I don't like to put a time on it, but as an average, we take between 6 weeks, I suppose, and a bit more to get all done. You can't judge it like this. They're not all the same, are they? For instance, you get another horse comes ultra fit. It don't need any time to get fit. You get another one that comes that wouldn't dream of putting it up alongside Cloud, wouldn't enter your head, because he's there to do this job. Take the weight, let them stroll along and observe everything without being tired. No good if they're tired, is it? They're not learned anything, are they? Just being, come on, that's good, baby. So like here's the spot where we got the sun on this bus stop. And the buses run very rarely along here, twice a day. So, and we can always move up, but there we can have them in a little bit of sunlight. Come up, my darling, a little bit more. Come up, Cloud. Cloudy, come up. That'll do, stand. So you can see there like that. Now some of, you can see she's got a bit of sweat on her, but nothing too much. She's not breathing heavy. Get the count of her breathing on a minute. But she's there, she's she's happy. Just watch this, look. See that? The mere fact, I know that all these is perhaps finite things to a lot of people, but it's why we have a great waiting list, I suppose, because when they're done, they're done. And they wouldn't let you down, and as long as you keep them, and treat them like I'll tell you. See, like this here, big lorry in it, but not a murmur. Feet not moving, just nice and steady like that. That's good. So, just there where them telephone boxes are, the other side of that, the river runs under the road, and the water's lovely and crystal clear. And we'll, oh my baby child, we'll get a drink for them out of there. Not that they'll drink a lot, they'll wet their mouths, have a little splash about, and that's it. Oh my darling.